Restore, support, and strengthen. That's the theme of our stewardship campaign this year. I'm Jay Franks. I'm a member of your Vestry, and I'm the stewardship liaison for the Vestry. This year, the position of stewardship committee chairman is vacant, and Father Fabio has asked me to step in and help run the stewardship campaign for 2021. It was an honor and a privilege to be asked and to do so. The video, or the banner, which I showed you at the beginning of this little talk, is a drawing by our resident artist and dear sister in Christ, Mickey Dillon. I think Mickey has wonderfully captured the theme for this stewardship campaign, which is restore, support, and strengthen. You'll see that banner in several places throughout the campaign this year. We thank Mickey for her wonderful inspiration. Our campaign this year is going to be a little different than it's been in the past. Of course, we will still have the three aspects, the triad of time, talent, and treasure. However, for the rest of this year, we're going to focus on treasure. We will continue the campaign throughout the year of 2021, at which time we'll be talking about how everyone can contribute their time and talent. And hopefully as the year goes on and things open up a little bit, there'll be many more opportunities for that. We ask you to stop by the church office in the next few days to pick up your stewardship packet. Inside the packet, you'll find a number of items, but importantly, there is a pledge card. And the pledge card is very simple. It's not cluttered with what ministries you are in or want to be in, or how much time you are giving or propose to give. It is simply a request that you identify the amount that you're able to donate. I should tell you that the Budget Committee has struggled with a budget for 2021 because 2020 is such an anomalous year. But they have prepared a budget, discussed it with the Vestry, and presented it to the Vestry for consideration. The Vestry will approve of that budget with or without changes over the next month or so, and we will present it to you after the first of the year. I say we, I really mean they, because I am rolling off the Vestry as of the end of the year. However, I will continue to work with Father Fabio and the rest of the parish to push forward with the rest of the stewardship committee. One of the things that came out during the budget discussions is the fact that the great bulk of our expenses are fixed expenses. Those expenses don't change whether we have 200 people in the sanctuary every Sunday at 10:30 or whether we're all worshiping from home. And I should tell you that I'm a little surprised and pleased about the fact that while we have been worshiping from home, the amount that you have been actually giving, it's fallen slightly short of our budget and slightly short of our pledge amount. It has, I would like to emphasize the word slightly. We have continued to support St. Edward's very robustly. And for that I thank you, and I encourage you, looking forward to 2021, to do the same thing. Our, as I mentioned, while our campaign is for the next month or two is going to focus on your treasure and the amount that you're able to donate. I would like to tell you a quick story about some experience that I've had in the recent past and let you know that it demonstrates how important St. Edward's can be. About 3 weeks or a month ago, I had some surgery on my right foot. And while it was outpatient surgery, relatively minor, the doctor told me that I have to stay off my foot for 4 to 6 weeks. That's a nuisance, but I hadn't realized what a nuisance it can be. The day of the surgery, my wife Marion and I were talking to our daughter Starla about going forward with me, essentially in a wheelchair and off my foot for a month and a half. And even our steely-eyed businesswoman, Marion Franks, acknowledged that this was going to create a great deal of stress on her. Yes, she was a little emotional about it. Our daughter Starla, who's been a member of St. Edward's for 11 years, but who has been away at college for the last 4.5 years, when we hung up the phone, she knew what to do. She immediately called Gabrielle Mays, who runs our food train here at St. Edward's, and told her of our dilemma. Starla normally would have come home and helped out for a few weeks, but as I mentioned, she's just started her first professional job in South Carolina, and she really cannot take any time off. Well, being the wonderful organizer and motivator that Gabrielle is, a trait which I noticed in abundance during the 4 years I was stationed in her home country of Germany, she immediately marshaled her resources, and beginning the next day after my surgery, various members of the parish have delivered dinner to our home every single night. Many of those people are people we know well, and some of the people are people we hardly know at all, but they still stepped into the breach and helped out. As a person who prepares our dinners most nights, and a person who has participated sporadically in the food train, I can assure you that the last thing a person who's cooking dinner for their family wants to do at dinner time is prepare a meal for another family and deliver it to them. So all those people who have done so have really gone above and beyond the call of duty to prepare a meal for us and deliver it to us at one of the busiest times of the day for themselves. We thank all of those people who have done that. We are extremely grateful, and it has allowed Marion, it has reduced a great deal of the stress on Marion and thus on the rest of the family as well, as you can imagine. But the point is that had it not been for the existence of St. Edward's, those people who prepared the meals are still good people. They would still have looked out for others and taken care of others as they saw the needs. I don't doubt that. St. Edward's didn't necessarily make them wonderful people and thoughtful Christians, but it certainly helped to focus them. And I ask you, as you consider your pledge, to recognize the fact that we need to maintain our pledges at least as high as they have been, at least what they were in 2020, so that we can continue to pay those fixed expenses and be prepared over the next few months when our vaccine becomes available and when we are all able to get out and return to church so that we can continue the work that St. Edward's has done. If it weren't for St. Edward's and the organization of St. Edward's, those meals would not have come to our home. We would have had to figure something else out. But we I urge you to consider keeping St. Edward's a viable entity and keep us prepared for the fact that soon, in the next few months, we are all going to want to return and enjoy each other's company and get back to our normal ministries. But we cannot do that if we don't continue to pay our fixed expenses and our variable expenses. Keep the mortgage company happy, keep Father Fabio happy, keep our lay employees happy. So as you stop by church and pick up your pledge cards, take a look and please thoughtfully and prayerfully consider your pledge. And recognize that while we are all currently suffering financially because of the pandemic, sort of by definition, everyone is suffering, this too shall pass. And as the Bible verse that I read you said, after you've suffered for a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore, support, strengthen, and establish you. And I think we can faithfully expect that we shall be restored and supported and strengthened and established by each other and by our God and by our fellowship at St. Edward's. Thank you very much for your time this morning. I wish you a wonderful rest of the day, and I sincerely look forward to seeing you all in church when I can walk in on my own 2 feet and give you all the hugs that we all so desperately need now. Thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to seeing you in church very soon. Goodbye.